East African Community member states agree that there is need to amend the regional common external tariffs in order to boost intra-eac trade and increase competitiveness of goods manufactured within the bloc. What they seem to differ on is the percentage. Top EAC officials failed to reach a consensus, now escalating the discussion to the bloc's Council of Ministers, who are set to meet next week. In this week's edition of EAC Integration, Caroline Njenga explores why the amendment CET is pertinent.
Trade between the East African Community member states is still low when compared to the EU and SADC bloc. In 2020, intra-regional trade dropped by 5.5% to 649 billion shillings due to disruptions of the supply chain occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic. In 2019, intra-EAC trade stood at $6.3 billion, an improvement from $6.1 billion in 2018, an indication that the gains made were wiped out in 2020. To boost trade and investment within the EAC region, regional officials are proposing to change the current common external tariff structure that set the maximum tariff at 25%, while the other bands are 0% and 10%, with few sensitive products attracting higher tariffs ranging from 30% to 100%. Member states are set to deliberate and agree on a maximum East African Community CET rate, with proposed figures being 30%, 33% and 35%. Through this, the region is looking to boost the competitiveness of East African manufactured products in the continent and the globe. EAC Principal Secretary Kevit Desai says top officials from the partner states failed to reach a consensus after countries maintained their divergent views.
Many impediments by not having the common external tariffs agreed upon, and one of them is a haphazard approach towards creating stays of applications in view of the fact that certain industries are protected and certain aren't. So within the context of a common external tariff, then it promotes greater access and equity to all manufacturers to invest and to transform their economy.
The matter has now been escalated to the Council of Ministers, who have slated a meeting in April. Kenya and Uganda propose the region common external tariff rate to be set at 35%, while Tanzania wants the CET tariff to be set at 33%. Rwanda and Burundi want 30%. Desai also called for the adoption of the common approach for involvement of the youth in the integration process, which is key to the realization of a fully integrated community.
This could be in the form of e-commerce strategies where the youth could do business online and be able to use one of those skills that seems to be very common within the East African community and youth. But it could also be the ability for us to ensure that market access and trade platforms are created, thereby ensuring efficient entry of young people into opportunities.
He says several initiatives have been put in place to mainstream youth issues into EAC policies, programs and projects. They include harmonization of curricula, examinations, certifications and accreditation of education and training institutions, harmonization of university fees to enhance mobility of students and teachers, and setting up EAC centers of excellence.